Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Born and dead, saved by love, count my blessing from above. Though in darkness, have no fear. Light will shine on those holding near. They know that sorrow they will pass. For I know in this life there will be something. But remember that love, yes it will. Love will reign. Yeah. Love will reign. Yeah. In my heart, I believe it. Love will reign. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Have a vision. It's clear and plain. People living life, smiling again. Oh, see the children, they know no pain. Far from pressure, stress and strain. Oh, sorrow, they will pass. For I know in this life there's gonna be some pain. But remember that love, yes it will. I know. Yeah. Love will reign. Gotta believe it. In my heart, I truly believe. Sun will shine again. And love, I can hardly wait. We'll all be together. There'll be peace, peace, sweet peace, happiness and joy forever. Oh, yeah. One day, someday, hate will be over and love will reign. They won't last, for I know in this life there's gonna be some pain. But in the end, love will reign.
Love will reign. All right. I am excited to be here. Um, uh-oh. I gotta okay. I'm excited to be here. I'm trying to determine if I can pin that message. Thank you, Kiera Coleman Ward, for sharing with us your song, Love Will Reign. We are live across a few platforms tonight, across Facebook, of course, Facebook Live, but we are live on Twitch TV, Twitter, YouTube events, and on TikTok tonight. And so I think I typed the topic wrong in a couple of the places. I'm trying to type fast and manage more than is the norm. I'm Marcus Holmes, and I'm excited to be here and have you here on another week of Love and Stuff, which is an amazing community here on Facebook and extended to TikTok and YouTube events and Twitch TV and Twitter. And I hope I said everything, and all of the groups, the love groups that are connected on all of those platforms. I'm watching a few more devices than normal. So if it seems like I'm trying to get my druthers, I actually am. But I'm excited that you're here, and I hope that you will do a favor right now. Click share and tag some people to join us in this conversation, and give me some likes, some loves. If ever you have been in relationship and it seems like when you're in relationship that people, suitors, potential dates come out of the woodwork. But when you're single, it's like it's dry. Give me some likes or loves across platforms if that is you. You're feeling like, hey, as long as I'm single, there's nobody with me to mingle. But as soon as I'm uh, in uh, a relationship or getting into a relationship, people come out of the woodwork. If that's you, give me some likes, some loves across platforms, because that's what we're broaching tonight, kind of from an inbox discussion. Now, last week we talked all about, is it too late when you get beyond a certain age? Is it too late for love? And I am determined to encourage you that it is never too late for love as it relates to chronological age, right? It is all about what you desire for your life and what you allow to come into your life from what is available and what you consider is something that is at your standard. Doesn't mean that you lower your standard. It doesn't. It might mean that you change what your standard looks like, right? And some things that are important to us in our 20s may not be as important to us in our 50s, and vice versa, right? And so you have to, it really is you deciding what you want to have in your life. And I believe, because I'm the love activist, that everybody should have the love that they are seeking, but you should, thank you for those roses on TikTok, you should be careful what you are seeking, okay? Be careful what you're seeking, because what you're seeking may show up and it might not be what you need. Okay, so you want to seek from a really whole and holistic place. Take a moment and click share, whichever platform you're on. Tag 5 folks to join us in this discussion, 5 of your more popular friends, connections, subscribers, followers, 5 of the ones that engage with content about relationships. I think this content will do you well and give you an opportunity to join this discussion. So right before we delve into the topic, I want to just take a moment and encourage you to consider some of our wonderful friends and sponsors, including Love and Stuff, because we got some great brand wear for you right now.
What you wear says something about you, about who you are, what you believe, and what you stand for. So here in the Love and Stuff community, we wear the brand that we live, and we live the brand that we wear because we love the brand. It's all about increasing the amount of love in the world and upping our love game. And if that's what you're about, you should wear it too.
If that's what you're about, you should consider wearing our brand as well. Everything from hoodies and sweatshirts to t-shirt dress this lady to bags and totes and gym shoes. It's available on our Shopify store, and we'll drop links across platforms so that you can enjoy some of that great content. All right. So we're live in the Love and Stuff community across platforms. Love and Stuff here on Facebook on the Love and Stuff page and the Marcus Our Homes page and all of the love groups attached. We're on YouTube events. We're on Twitch TV, Twitter, and on TikTok. And I want to say hello to those that are on TikTok on a different device. All right. I hope you will click share and listen. I was typing fast because, of course, I'm watching more platforms tonight than usual. But an inbox conversation ensued from last week's show. Last week's show was about, which had some replay content, was about whether you can get to a place where you are too old to be in a relationship. Should you give up after a certain point, really? And my thinking as the love activist, not the love guru, but I'm advocating rather for a better love for you and me, that you shouldn't give up on love if you want love, right? And you should make the appropriate room in your life and the appropriate perspective to experience the kind of love that you want. But please know that the kind of love that you need might be a little different than what you want. And I want you to be open to that as well. And so as I begin to talk to people, as I do after Love and Stuff, and sometimes you may have known we've done Love and Stuff after the show to have more dialogue. And sometimes people don't want to have the broader dialogue with everybody in the room. I'm trying to get people in the community to have these dialogues so that you feel comfortable sharing your perspectives, because that's how we all grow, hopefully, and get somebody else's perspective that might be different than ours, that might challenge our perspective or enrich it, enlighten it. I started to have discussions, and a couple of brothers were saying, heck yeah, you don't get too old. You keep going until you find the love. One such person in the inbox, and part of our conversation, she says, well, recently I'm of a certain age and I've been single for 11 years, meaning she hasn't been in a relationship for 11 years. She'd been married previously and she's in her 50s. So she hasn't been in a relationship, what she calls relationship. Now, because I'm not putting her name out there. She's been in relations, but she had not been in relationship, right? So she's been in situationships, but not relationships for 11 years. And she said it was like a drought during that time. She didn't get hit on. She didn't get asked out. She didn't have a work husband. She didn't have a work boyfriend. None of that. She was just living her life and, hoping for the opportunity. And Ann, just at the right time, ladies, Ann walked her Prince Charming, she says. In came suave and debonair, and if you dare, walked in 6 foot X feet and X whatever, she says, right? All of the things in the package that she had desired and wanted showed up almost what she would describe as literally at her door. And if she gives me more license later, I will really tell you why the at her door really means at her door. And she said, it seems almost as soon as they begun dating, he noticed that whenever they were going places, men were checking her out. And he said, well, I see that, men are looking at you. I ain't bad because I'm looking at you. I want them to look at you. She says, no, this doesn't normally happen to me. She noticed that when she went places by herself, men were just coming her way. She noticed that she could be at the stoplight and somebody could be waving. A brother could be waving at her. And her question was, now, wait a minute. As soon as I get a man, why do men come out of the woodworks? That was her question that started our discussion in the inbox. So I want to ask you, because I, of course, have some perspective as to why I think that is. But why do you think it is that first of all, raise your hand with likes or loves, likes or loves on any of the platforms that you feel that this has happened to you, that as soon as you got into a relationship or started to be more exclusive with an individual, old people old friends, I'm gonna call it that. Black book starts to come alive, and exes start to call you, see how you're doing, and people start to come out of the woodworks, as she said. Give me some likes or loves, and I want to hear from you in the comments whether or not you've had that experience, whether or not it has been for you that people have come out of the woodworks when you have gotten into a relationship. I want to hear from you. And so I'm looking across platforms, and I want to thank all of you that are joining. Thank you on TikTok. Thank you on Facebook. Thank you on YouTube. Thank you on Twitter. And I hope, and Twitch, and I hope that you will tag someone. Ambrea, I may have mispronounced that, but it's a beautiful name. I think it's Ambreia. I love that. Is it Ambrea? I love that. Ambrea Jackson says, so true. Anybody agree with that? Like her comments on Facebook or drop your comments and say, so true. And Ambrea, I think I have a good idea as to why that happens, which I'll share in a moment. But I want to hear from more of you that are here. Those of you that are on TikTok, I'm looking to see, because you're on a slightly different platform, Rain Cloud Sun, and others. Thank you so much. I want to hear from you on the Love and Stuff page as well. What do you think? Has it been your experience that once you get in a relationship, or once you get married, or once you get booed up, that here come all the old boos, or here come new boos, or here come boos out of the woodwork? If that's been your experience, give me some likes or loves wherever you are, and drop in the comments like Ambrea says, so true. I really do believe there's a reason for that. I believe it's not as much a phenomenon as people might think, but I really believe, as I am sharing with people, when I am providing mostly on TikTok, I'm doing life coaching and human resources work. I'm sharing with people that you are the most attractive. Matter of fact, before I share that and tell you when you are most attractive, I want you to consider this. If you are going throughout your life and you are desiring to be in relationship and you're not, here's one thing I want you to consider. Thank you, Brody. Here's one thing I want you to consider. That your desires are not front and center and authentic until you are open to the possibility that what you want will happen. If you are closed off to the possibility, meaning that you don't think it will happen, you are not emitting the authentic, attractive you. I want you to consider that. Not that you are undesirable, because I believe there is something about you that is desirable to someone else, even if it isn't a group of people like you might think in the moment. Okay? But most of us don't spend regular time highlighting the things about us that are attractive. You know how this new feature is happening on Facebook. It's not on other platforms that are watching. So I'm kind of telling something that you may not be experiencing. But on Facebook, they have this at everyone, at followers, at highlights. I use them. I don't use the at highlights, but I do use for followers and for everyone on groups that I'm involved in. And some people, it drives them crazy. But rarely do people highlight naturally, organically, the good things about them. Rarely. And I'm going to take a quick break because I want to hear from you, like Ambrea has shared with us. But I think there is something to having your love front and center. Thank you, Gabrielle. I hope that you will click share. I'm talking across platforms, trying to track with everybody, so forgive me if it seems a little different than it normally is. I want to just very quickly, we do have partners, especially on our Facebook community who are amazing partners. And one of them is Christina Smith of Powerful Money Tools, LLC. She can't wait to help you.
Welcome to Powerful Money Tools LLC. At Powerful Money Tools, we are here to prepare for your future. We want to talk about financial freedom. Financial freedom is budgeting, credit building, and also financial education. So, once again, welcome to Powerful Money Tools LLC. We can't wait to help you in your financial future.
That's Christina Smith. She is walking her love journey, and she is a powerful entrepreneur, and she is helping mostly women, but people all around get their credit together, get their financial house in order, helping them to get ready for mortgage, helping them to invest, helping them to save. And if you need any of those, Christina Smith is your person. She's Powerful Money Tools, LLC. She can't wait to help you. Thanks, Christina. And so I wanted to come back and talk a little bit about, it's 8:51 Eastern Standard Time. I want to talk a little bit about how when you move into, anybody in their 20s, I'm going to say raise your hand. Anybody in your 30s, anybody in your 40s? Well, I remember being in my 40s. I'm a little beyond that. I'm in my 50s. I remember being in my 40s, and I remember experiencing an awakening in my body that I thought I was 20 again. I don't know if anybody ever experienced that, but you're in your 40 and you think you're 20, your body tells you you are, but you find out quickly that you're not 20. Film at 11. And during that time, because most individuals that are having an awakening want to explore that awakening with a partner, right? With somebody that you love, right? You're looking to say, oh, these things work better. I know more, right? So you're looking for the opportunity, right? And if there's a drought where there doesn't appear to be opportunity. Now, most times, I believe this. You may not believe this, but I believe most times there's more opportunity than we could or should handle relative to relationships, sexuality, intimacy. There's more opportunity, but we've set these boundaries around opportunity, which locks us out, makes us less inclusive. I know inclusive is a buzzword that people don't want to hear right now. It's a big buzzword across platforms in another way about Bishop Carlton Pearson, bless his memory. But inclusive means in this context, there are people that you would not consider dating, right? People that you would not consider spending time with. And I want you to rethink those rules that you've built, because rules and boundaries are good, but if they keep more people out than they allow in, and your goal is to allow people in, you gotta kind of ebb and flow on the rules that you set. Now, some people say that's lowering my standards. That's changing your standards. It is, because some of the things that you've closely held may not get you the results that you want. If you say, I don't want someone who has children, that's a fair thing to say. But it may lock you out, fellas, after a certain age, because there is a larger set of women who have children. You might say, I don't want to meet someone that's outside of my faith. That might lock you out. And I'm not saying it's a bad reasoning, but it might be a reasoning that is becoming so exclusive that you are not including the people who could be worthy mates for you. So I want you to rethink those boundaries, right? Because that might exclude you from exploring and experiencing the kind of relationship that you want to experience. And I know those that are in the kingdom, in Christendom, think that I'm talking about just going out and having sex. I'm not, though I know that there are people right now probably having sex. Sorry, bishops, sorry, pastors. I'm not saying that they should be or shouldn't. But the reality is people are expressing themselves in ways that are of a sexual nature every day, all day. It's probably not going away until Jesus comes back for us. And I hope I'll be in the number when he comes back. All right. But you can exclude the people who could bring you meaningful relationship, companionship, whatever ship it is that you're trying to experience. if you hold fast to some of these boundaries that you had in your 20s, 30s, sometimes even 40s. Okay. And I want you to consider that as you're navigating a space. If you're single again, you might be locking people out. What I found out, and the reason I want to raise this, is that this, okay, Ashley, I don't know. I'm looking at other comments that aren't populating here. Ashley Culpepper, what happens after the tour and interview, whereas he selects yours? Okay. I think you're asking me something else, and inbox me so I can respond to that. But on this topic that we're talking about tonight, about love and relationships on TikTok, I really want you to consider that this person in the inbox who is saying, as soon as I get a man, why do men come out of the woodworks? I type too fast, and you see I misspelled some things if you see the pen there. What she found out is that some of these men weren't in the woodworks. They were around, but they didn't think that she was available. And now she's not available, but in my own vernacular, she smells available. And that's the first thing I want you to consider. That as soon as you get into a new relationship, situationship, intimacy ship, sexual ship, whatever ship, friendship with benefit ship, you smell available. Here's what I mean by that. You start to light up and take care of yourself and smell and shower and bathe and bubble bath and weave-orific. You start to do things in a different way at a different level. And that aroma of your life smells differently. You smell differently when you enter into a relationship. And those people that are around smell something different and say, maybe he's available. You smell differently. Okay? Normally. Okay? So you're emitting this love being front and center, because when you're entering into something, it's new, it's fantastic, you're vulnerable to it, and that shows. It's like the song, who said it? I'm so excited and I just can't hide it. It's not hidden. And it is giving a scent. It is giving a fragrance that others who are looking for that scent sees. So I would say, if you're single and you find yourself in a drought, get up, wash your face, and get your fragrance going. Now, you know I'm big on pheromones. That's another conversation. Get your fragrance going in the sense that you give the scent that you are available. Because when we aren't really in a relationship, sometimes we aren't doing our best to present our best, be our best, walk in our best. And that leads me to number 2, which I believe is really important. You are your most attractive, which is what I'm always saying in life coaching. I know some people on TikTok are going to be shaking their heads. You're your most attractive in life when you are living in the center of your passion, the things that you have interest in, that you love doing, and your power, the things that you have knowledge, skills, and abilities in. And that is typically the sweet spot where you find your purpose. And when you're living life in purpose, on purpose, you're the most attractive you could ever be. If your purpose is, and your gift is administrative expertise, and when you're in that, you're the most attractive, even to some of your work husbands and work wives and colleagues, because you're living in the center of who you've been called to be. When you're preaching that sermon, or you're singing that song, you're playing that bass, when you're ice skating, figure skating, when you're dancing, when you're playing basketball, and you're in the center of that, You're the most attractive that you can ever be. And people that are seeing you in that authentic space, in that vulnerable space where you're being your very best, see you as available because it is a magnet. It draws others to us when we are in the center of being who we are really called to be. You want to stop the drought? Now, the stopping the drought might bring you some dying trout, for lack of better terms, right? Because it's going to attract a lot more than what you want. But it's going to start to attract people when you are living in the center of who you are. And I'll be honest, except in most of our inner circles, we don't give ourselves permission, nor do we require that others give us permission to be our authentic selves. We have an inner circle of people who really get to see us be our authentic selves. We've learned almost this mentality that helps, that teaches us to cower down, to taper down who we are so that we can be palatable, so that we can be digestible to others. We have a small circle of people. And so I want you to consider enlarging that circle so that more people see you being in the center of who you are. And if you don't know where that is, you don't know where that point is on the map, find out what you're passionate about. What are you what excites you? What could you do for free? I'm not saying you should do it for free, but what in your life? Some people love baking. I have a niece, as you know, and her husband, they bake, and their business is going extremely well. Praise God. Thank you, Lord. And they love it. Sometimes my niece, Tammy, calls me and tells me about something she's creating. And she will reminisce with me of my mom, her grandmother, and times in the kitchen. But she is so filled up when she is talking to me about it, or talking to me about a customer who enjoyed one of her new creations. She is so filled up. That's her passion. Another passion point for her are children. She loves teaching math. She gets excited about math, but that's her passion. And she happens to have knowledge, skills, and abilities for both. So she gets to sit in the center of that. Imagine meeting Tammy while baking, or selling her bakeries, or helping kids solve math problems. That's the most attractive that she can be. Ask her husband, right? In the center of where you are, your most authentic self, doing the things that you love the best, is when you're going to be attractive. So of course, when you are with somebody new, you put your best foot forward. Sometimes the representative, which we discourage here, right? Be your authentic self, but you give yourself permission as you become vulnerable with somebody to show them more of you. And so they get to see that glimmer, that glimpse, and sometimes a full screen of you in the center of your passion. And guess what? They're not the only one watching. Others are watching you live out with this new wind, this new refreshing. I mean, have you ever started in a new relationship and you went to work on time? You struggled every day to get to work on time. 7 minutes late, 5 minutes, 4 minutes, 10 minutes. You get in a relationship, you're there singing. Right? Have you ever said, fellas, I got to take her out on a date, so I'm going to take my lunch. I'm going to take me lunch to work. Or she cooks lunch for you and you take it to work and you so happy going to work to the lunchroom today. You ain't going out. You showing the fellas. Yeah, my girl, your girl. You got a girl? Oh, you got a picture? Do I? You pulling out the food. She made me this last night. She can cook. You put the energy in what you're doing. You live with a little zest and though I know zest on another platform means something different. So I'm gonna just stay with, you get that right? That you live with. But not only the person that you're in relationship with sees it. Okay. So if there's a drought, I want you to consider that you should live in the center of your passion. I'm looking at all of the cameras here. You're in the center of your passion, and watch those that are in the woodworks come out. Now, I'm not saying that everybody in the woodwork is somebody you should give the time of day. You still have to be principled about what shows up to you as red flags, what shows up to you as something that is non-negotiable. Untruth, maybe non-negotiable. He's lied already, saying that he's something he's not, right? Those things still remain in play, but you might see that drought disappear when you give yourself permission to live as if you've entered a relationship, because that's the best way to get into one. When you are showing yourself as the most attractive, you are most attractive when you are operating in your gift, when you are operating in your purpose. There are people, and you might know some of them, who some would say aren't the most comely, as the Bible might say, or attractive, but they got people around the corner. Why? They're living out that passion, and passion is attractive. There are people in and throughout music that I've encountered. Bless their hearts. They're wonderful people, wonderful souls, but maybe not to me. I don't see the attractiveness, right? But they got beautiful wives and husbands. They got children. They got suitors around the corner because they're living in the center of that purpose. And that everybody will see and wonder it's just something about him. Have you ever thought that? No, he's not that good looking, but something about, yeah, she not nothing to write home about, but she shows something about her, just something about her. I don't know. Anybody ever experienced that? I truly believe that someone who's living in the center, authentic place of their purpose. And I think that's the sweet spot between your passion and your power, I call it, your knowledge, skills, and abilities. When you know how and you love the know-how to apply it to do how, people pay attention to that. Okay? So I think it's important that if you want to be in relationship, you understand that along with that will come other people who might have been on the periphery of your life, which I am always saying that we are always overlooking love on every turn because we think love looks a certain way. Love has a certain amount of weight, has a certain amount of hair or weave, has a certain amount of height or endowment, which someone sent that as an inbox topic. And love shows up differently. And love sometimes shows up more subtly than you had prepared for. So in your drought season, live with the vigor that you would going into a relationship. Okay? And the third thing, which is kind of related to the first, I think. And I asked this of the inbox person who said, as soon as I get a man, why do men come out of the woodwork? I believe that people are coming out of the woodwork, as it were, to affirm what deep down inside you know. You are amazing. And you've been covering it up. You are strong. You are beautiful. You are handsome. But you've been covering it up. And sometimes we're covering it up because past relationships didn't go well and we're just tired of going through the rigmarole, right? Sometimes we're covering up because we've had traumas that we haven't fully dealt with or even wanted to deal with. Sometimes we're covering it up because we've been away from it so long that we don't think it's still there. You still got it. You just got it covered up. And when you uncover it for one person, everybody gets to see it. And most of us don't just uncover it, do we? Do we? Most of us invest in it. You pull out them 4-inch heels that you know you ain't walked in 2 years, right? You pull out that skirt that's just a little short and just a little tight, ladies. Maybe. You might just relax that button a little bit. Maybe. You get that razor sharp hairline, fellas, or bald, extra shave. You get the best fragrance, the best clothes that you got in your closet because you feel like there's some reason, there's some win, there's some reason to live out your best, to be your best. And when you uncover in that way, everybody sees it. So, yes, they're coming out of the woodwork or woodworks, as it were, because you have come from under the cover and you have signaled that something has changed. My availability has changed. And it has for a moment, right? You were available and now you're unavailable. But on the route to unavailable, that signal happens. And people recognize that signal, that something is happening, some change, something is occurring. And they pick it up. And so I wanted to double back to this because there are so many people saying, or at least that I had conversations with after last week, I love to talk via the inbox, and I want to direct you to the Love and Stuff inbox. Of course, on TikTok, I will do some of this in the inbox, but most of the stuff that I'm doing there are life coaching, so I don't want you to mix the two up. But wherever you are, you can inbox me and we can continue the discussion. I'd like to bring people together if we're having an inbox discussion. As some of you know, I will create an entire chat group so that everybody can talk about it at once. But I recognize there are people that aren't willing yet to be as vulnerable with new people or people they don't know, which is why I created Inside Love and Stuff, which is a group connected to the Love and Stuff community so that people can come and share their perspectives and feelings in a smaller group, but to get some other people in support on you becoming and being your best self. And we do that intentionally through self-care. So go to the Facebook page for Love and Stuff. Under groups, you'll see Inside Love and Stuff. Click join, and there'll be 3 questions that you'll ask and you'll be in the group. We'd love to have you. But if you feel that you want love and you feel that you're having a drought, here's what I suggest. Uncover yourself. We have a t-shirt, a product that says, my love is front and center. And when your love is front and center, it means that you're open, that you've relaxed your boundaries of, oh, he's not tall enough, he's not well endowed enough. Some people do judge by that. Don't judge them, or do. He's African American. There's some people that, some Black sisters that say, I'm only dating white men now. Do judge or don't. Relax your boundaries around who you will meet. Relax your boundaries around how you will meet. Don't dismiss boundaries, because some boundaries keep you safe. Dating online, you got to have boundaries around that. You got to know that everybody online isn't who they say they are. You got to have boundaries around that. But you got to relax your boundaries around how you meet somebody. Okay? You might relax those boundaries with the how and the where you meet somebody. And then you got to open up to be vulnerable enough to say, I'm willing to meet people, invite people in to have a closer look at me. The real me. And I'm willing to pursue my life with the passion, the vigor, and the know-how that I've been granted and graced. Whatever that is for you. Again, if you are you are the best computer tech in the world, You know how to do it. You're passionate about it. Bring that passion forward every day on purpose, in purpose. And watch how people experience you differently. Move and navigate as if the best relationship is yet to come. Get up and make yourself the best that you can be, whatever that means for you. As long as it represents and reflects the authentic you, be it, do it. And watch how people come out of the woodwork. Now, there are some that say, I'm doing my best to be my best self all the time. I'm getting my hair done and I'm getting my nails done. And those are wonderful things. But underneath that hair, underneath those nails, do you find that your mind, your body, your hands are beautiful, are amazing in such a way that you feel a pride, you feel a joy, you feel a gratefulness in moving forward being you? Because you could look an amazing you and be a messed up you inside, not believing in you, not trusting your value, not moving forward in purpose, on purpose. Your nails could be just perfectly manicured, but your hands aren't being put to things that bring value to the lives of others and back to your life. Your body could be great, but you could be covering it up because some flaw or flab or something isn't where you think it should be. No, I mean fully embracing the greatness that God has invested in you as an individual, you, and saying, this is pretty good. And carrying yourself and living and navigating in this pretty good state consistently every day. Do that, and you will find that your love is front and center. And you will find that others will see that your love is front and center, and they'll begin to respond to it. We continue to talk a little bit in the inbox about this thought of playing hard to get and how that might factor in really you being hard to get what you want. It could. This woman who's in her 50s had some thought that maybe during these 11 years she was playing hard to get. And some of you are playing hard to get because you're trying to protect your heart. And I'm not so opposed to that. If you've experienced hurt, really, if you play hard to get and you've experienced hurt, and as a result of that, you're playing hard to get, that's your defense mechanism. And you might continue to use that until you find a healing that you give yourself permission to move beyond that other person. Because we could hold other people hostage to one person's horrible track record, right? We could say all men are dogs because we got the Rottweiler. Forgive those of you that have Rottweilers as a pet. I'm not saying that they're bad, but some people think they are ferocious. That's the only thing I meant by that, right? And you had a bad experience with one dog, and you meet another Rottweiler, and that Rottweiler is everything. But you discount that everything because of what happened there, right? As long as you hold that as a mechanism, you're going to hold yourself hostage, right? You should know that, and you should work toward healing that, right? You should work toward walking and moving and navigating and healing so that your defense mechanism, your protection is about safe boundaries and not about past traumas, right? So that's the goal, right? And having boundaries. Boundaries, I believe, are perfectly fine, men and women, as long as you don't hold yourself hostage to them based on what someone else has done you in the past. You've got to find some healing and set some effective boundaries for yourself, right? But even having those boundaries, You got to realize that if you operate and navigate solely out of those boundaries because of that hurt, that is what shows up to people in the public until you decide that Mr. Right or right now, Miss on her way or Miss is the way shows up. And you and I, for the sake of love, have the tendency to forsake those boundaries for the opportunity of love. And I applaud anyone that does it. Just remember that when you do that, you uncover that shell so that everybody sees that uncovered you. And I am so glad that oftentimes, I just got a chill thinking about it, that oftentimes people get to see that because so many of us spend time believing that it's over, that we're washed up, that we don't have the same attractiveness, the same swag, the same debonair, the same beautiful, the same banging, right? Whatever it is that we think we have, because we've covered it up. We've been so alienated, so distant from it that it seems foreign. And when we're awakened to it, we remember how amazing we are, how wonderful we are, how gorgeous we are. We remember that we got beautiful legs that we've been covering up with long dresses. I ain't mad at none of the people who wear long dresses. But if you got a nice pair of legs, you might be covering up for the wrong reason, right? Or beautiful feet for people who have that fetish, or a beautiful smile. We might be covering up a million good things about us because it's safe. And the moment we awaken to uncovering those things, we forget that we're uncovering it to everybody. And that everybody gets a glimpse, maybe just a glimpse, of how amazing, how truly wonderful, how truly awesome we are. And I love to see it. I've been blessed to see it in people who say, I got 3 people calling me. And I'm like, only 3? I don't know who to take out to dinner. I got 3 dates. Only 3? What do you mean only 3? Oh, you don't remember how amazing you are. You don't remember when your date card was full. You don't remember when you had to make decisions like this before. The amazing in you has not changed. Your perspective of the amazing in you has changed. So you see, there are people in the woodworks, they've been waiting. Now, some of them might not be so good for you. That's another show where we talk about some red flags. Because, we normally get those red flags, don't we? And because we're open, sometimes we ignore those red flags, right? And you may have heard Oprah say this one time. She gives this example. Sometimes God is trying to tell you something, and sometimes it's just like a little hair on the back of your neck. And you go, Somebody presents with a red flag, you go, Or it's like your mother or auntie Num or TT or big mama, grandmama thumping you on the forehead. You feel that, don't you? And you're like, oh, right? Or sometimes it's like a brick wall falling on you or a bucket of water being splashed on you. It's so pronounced that you could not ignore it. And typically it grows, it gets more pronounced the more signs, right? So don't ignore the red flags that are being presented to you. Don't ignore that, but be open to the magic that is enveloping you when you open your heart to the possibility that people will come out of the woodworks. It's your perfect right to say, I don't want none of them. It's also your perfect right to say, let me sift through who's here. Let me date. Let me enjoy. Let me talk. Let me have coffee so that you can kind of weed through the woodwork. But don't be surprised. Don't be surprised when opportunities for relationship, opportunities for partnership come out of the woodworks. Because I truly believe they've been watching all along, waiting to see what you were really about. And then there are others who are bandwagon people, right? They're happy because you look happy and they want somebody that's happy. See, I don't believe, oh, you just want somebody because somebody else got them. Normally, when somebody else has you, you are being your best self, especially at the start of the relationship. You're the most attractive you could ever be because you're trying to be, and you're comfortable in being the best of yourself. Some people, I'll even go as far as to say, some people, yes, I am. Thank you, Maz. Some people, I will even go as far as to say, are trying to be their best selves entering into a relationship. And all I am trying to say is that you should be your best self all the time. And that is when people will come out of the woodwork, especially if you're living in the center of your passion and your purpose. So I wanted to address that from the inbox. We'll keep the inbox conversation going, and I will invite you all to maybe a messenger room opportunity to keep that conversation going, because I know there are a lot of people who are in their 40s and 50s who are giving up on love. I don't want you to give up on love if you want it. If you want it. There are people giving up on their dreams. They're giving up on their business ventures. They're giving up on relationships. They're giving up on that idea that you've been trying to perfect. I don't want you to give up on it. I want you to retool your process, retool your navigation, and try it differently. And one of the best ways as it relates to relationship, to partnership, to most ships, is to be and live on purpose, in purpose, as your authentic self. And when you do that, yes, people come out of the woodworks because they see what you've uncovered, which is something that has been pretty amazing. Now, here's what I would love for you to do. I would love for you, if you're a person who is saying, I'm not giving up on love, and I want my love to be front and center, I want you to inbox us on any of these platforms so that we can involve you in our next iteration of what we call the dating game. It brings singles together for the purpose of getting yourself back to the center of yourself. There are some questions that we will have you do that are 36 questions that lead to love. And there are some other exercises that we will have you do with both married couples and single couples, so that it will help you get yourself prepared to be open to people coming out of the woodworks. If that's of interest to you, I want you to inbox us across any of the platforms, all of them, so that we can involve you in this opportunity. I think it will be great for you if just to get yourself thinking about the amazing that is you. In case nobody told you, you are amazing. And there is nobody else like you. Nobody else has the unique, special sauce, special flavor, special swag that is you. Why not get in touch with that and leverage it to take yourself to the next level? If it is relationship, partnership, career, business, expansion, why not take that secret, unique sauce that God has laced your temple with and make it something truly amazing? And we want to help you to do that. So I hope that you will go to the inbox and share your information with us, and we will soon be doing that as well. I will be right back.
Marcus, I want to congratulate you on Love and Stuff. I really want you to know that staying grateful and understanding the power of what it is to be operating out of a space of abundance and gratitude is the most important part of every journey of every day. So, Marcus June, congratulations on this book. It's on Amazon now. That makes me so proud of you and your family and me and my family, and every single person around us gets it. So, good on you for bringing it into the hands and the laps and the Kindles of all the people. Okay? So, we're going to check it out. Can't wait to learn more.
I want you to check it out. Thank you, MJ from Shouts of Sunset, whose husband is walking a gratefulness journey to help with his temperament. The Gratefulness Journey Every Day, What Are You Doing in the Next 30 Days to Transform Your Life, is an amazing book. Of course, I'm biased, right? As its author, I got a chance to share a portion of my journey through personal loss and grief that have helped me get to 3 principles that I use every day to live more gratefully. And if you are frustrated or angry, if you are experiencing loss or grief, and loss and grief go beyond the physical loss of a loved one. It could be the loss of your home, the loss of a job, the loss of your career opportunity, the loss of relationships, any of those types of losses. This will help you transform your perspective in what you are walking through to ensure that you live more gratefully. So, the Gratefulness Journey Every Day is available. It is on Amazon exclusively now, and you can get both the ebook and the paperback. Along with either purchase comes a gratefulness journal that will help you walk the journey through gratefulness. I'm excited to have you here, and I just want you to know tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, join Darren Williams with Love and the Scriptures. So all throughout our Love Network, we're talking all things love, and Darren is continuing talking and exploring through the Scriptures about this season we call Advent. You don't want to miss Pastor Darren Williams, who is also an educator and historian, take you on an extraordinary journey for 30 minutes tomorrow at 6 p.m. right here on the Love and Stuff community page and network. And then Saturday, you don't want to miss our favorite 2 guys who love all things sports, from college basketball, women in sports, baseball, though that season's over, hockey, tennis, you name it, NBA, NFL, NCAA, all of those. You will get unique perspectives from Kamal Williams and Felix Holmes, who are Sports Talk with Kamal and Felix every Saturday, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, for an hour of stupid sports news and fun, stats and predictions, and everything in between. We are intentional about the things that we love, just like you. And if you love to be a part of a community that is enriched by the people, the gifts, the graces, and talents in it, you need to be a part of the Love and Stuff community by going to the page right now, clicking the notification bell that will notify you anytime that we're having any live or any event, and following us and sharing it with your friends. I'm Marcus Holmes. This is the Love and Stuff community, and I am the love activist. I'm advocating for better love for you and me so that we can up our love game in this world. I want you to know that there is also sports talk gear that's available. This is the sports talk hoodie that Kamal and Felix has, available in every color and every size. And you are welcome to go and to shop on the Shopify store to purchase any of their wonderful goods that are available. We're going into the Christmas season, and we will be, again, helping to bless some families this year who might just want to have some special things for their children, for their family, from food, from fellowship, from some wonderful gifts. And you can help us to do that by going to the Shopify store and purchasing one of the gift boxes. The proceeds, all of it, there will be no administrative costs. All of it will go to families that are selected. that we want to help and to be a blessing to. So I want to thank you for being here. Thank you for all that you do, those of you that are part of the Love and Stuff Network and Love and Stuff community. And I hope that you will click share, tag 5 of your closest Facebook friends, followers, connections, or subscribers, 5 of the more popular ones, to tell them that love is not through. And if you let your love be front and center, while people may come out of the woodworks, you only need one person who's willing to come into your space of love. Enjoy and take great care of yourselves. And we will see you next Tuesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah.